Here with Tom Gillen, the election supervisor for the Macon-Bibb County Board of Elections. Thank you for being here today.
Happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you. We have a lot to talk about. National Voter Registration Day is coming up September the 17th, and so I want to talk about that. What is National Voter Registration Day?
It's just a day to encourage anyone who is not yet registered to vote to do so. You can register at 17 and a half, although you can't vote until you're 18 years old, of course. So if you're not registered, if you were registered and let your registration lapse, now's a good time to fix that.
All right, and it is easy. We're going to pop up some information on your screen right now. There's a QR code, so you can scan that and make sure you are registered to vote. Now, I want to talk about this, Tom. 2020 saw a record-breaking voter turnout. What do election officials believe made a difference? Why was it such a big year for a voter turnout?
Well, we had two definite personalities on the ballot that year, and it had a lot of news with COVID and everything else, so people were interested in everything that was going on.
All right, and do you expect to see that same turnout for this upcoming election? What do you expect?
I think it will be good. I hope it'll be good. We had a lot of absentee ballots in 2020. I expect it to be more geared toward early voting and election day voting, but we'll still encourage people to vote absentee if that's the best way for them.
All right, so there's lots of options for voting. Now, what do you want voters to keep an eye out for after the presidential election? The event is much more. National voter registration is huge, so what should voters keep their eyes out for?
Well, we'll have the results done. Most of the results will be in that night, and then through the rest of the week we'll get the last remaining incoming ballots from overseas and provisional ballots and such, so that we'll have all the results officially done by the following Monday.
All right, and so how can people get involved? I know we had talked about it earlier. You do need more people possibly to help out and work at the polls, and so how can people be helping? How can people get involved in their current elections and as well for the national?
Well, first is to vote. You know, it doesn't help if you're registered if you then don't vote, so please get out and vote. But if you're interested in working at a polling place, we absolutely will take your application. We always need more people. You only have to be 16 in order to be a poll worker. You do get paid, not a huge amount, but it gives you some spending money. And we train our poll workers before every election, and so we won't let you go into the polling place unprepared.
All right, and so I want to talk about this. We said it earlier, and I told you, it really is a Super Bowl for you. This is you prepping for the biggest time for voting. This is when you have the most voters. And so I'm wondering, what does that process look like for you and your team setting up for this upcoming election?
Well, we have to make sure all the polling places are prepared. We make sure we have enough poll workers for each location. Our techs are going to be very busy making sure that all the equipment is functioning as it ought to be. We make sure that all the background systems and computers and software are all running the way they need to be. So we'll have as effortless an election as we can.
All right, and so for folks wanting to know, are they registered, are they not, wanting to know how they can check that, what resources do those voters have?
The easiest way is to go to the Secretary of State's My Voter page. You can Google that and you can put in your information. It'll tell you whether you're registered. It gives you opportunity to request an absentee ballot there or change your residence. You can look at a sample ballot at one point, and gives you all the information that you would need to know about where to vote.
All right, and so for folks on the couch watching, wondering, is it even worth voting or registering? What do you want to tell folks who aren't registered to vote yet?
That it is very easy to register to vote. And after that, it's very easy to vote. We try to make it as easy as possible. So we try to remove any impediments, any handicaps to anyone coming in to vote.
All right, and your voice does matter. We have that QR code on your screen right now. Scan that and prepare for National Voter Registration Day. The website's on there as well, nationalvoterregistrationday.org. Again, that's going to be September 17th. The QR code is on your screen. Really easy to register to vote, as well as find out, are you registered to vote? We'll have all that information on our website, 41nbc.com. Tom, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.